Dash of that's all I've been hearing him. Whenever he gets into it with you.
Yeah. What's he going to do when he finds out the government literally placed pipe bombs to frame the people at Jan 6th?
He's going to say it wasn't the government.
John's been in a good mood. He might just say, oh, yeah, fuck it, I was wrong, you're right. I don't know. But I don't know, man. He's pretty heavy in his left-leaning thoughts and beliefs.
Yeah, he's got some pretty stupid things he thinks.
If it doesn't attack his positions politically, maybe he will. Occasionally he does say, watch this. Hey, I was wrong. You see how easy that was?
He does like to do that.
Yep. That's pretty much what you should expect.
But the media, I think the media will gloss over and just like report on it once and it's like,
I don't think so. I think if the FBI confirms this is going to be like a holy shit moment for everybody.
I don't think it's going to be like that for everybody, but I do think it'll be like that for many people. And I see it similar to like some sort of like Waco kind of weird moment, John Seth, where it's like gross misconduct and abuse of power or whatever. And then I think, just like how Mohan, I think Huddle were telling you earlier, I think the just going to be like, well, they need to do this to stop fascism. And it's just going to be dismissed.
It's kind of in a similar category where government had done tests on populations without consent or whatever in the past. They may get restitution, they may not.
Hey, Johnson, I heard an extraordinary claim, and I was very surprised because you usually make very small claims. John Seth. June Seth. Penis. June Seth, I heard an extraordinary claim. I heard there's 70 million Christians being killed in Nigeria. Is this true?
Tucker Carlson says it's a lie. You saw that?
No, I didn't.
What's a lie?
The Christians being killed in Nigeria.
Dude, it saddens me that how many people listen to his bullshit. Like from his first episode, I knew that he was being stupid and lying. But, you know, it's like the modern version of some kind of entertainment. Something. You had dysfunctional families duking it out on TV on Mary Povich.
Yeah.
Now you have to.
Isn't it Jerry Seinfeld?
Yep.
Not Jerry Seinfeld, it's Jerry Springer.
Pretty much some version of that.
Except instead of paternity tests, it's some other whatever crazy shit they're doing. I don't even know what the hell you would call it.
Jewishness test.
Israelites love it, though. It's very easy to tell who believe this shit.
So Vic, I think I'm going to wait until the FBI either confirms the story or not before we do the debate.
Awesome. What were you doing for a while? You just completely ignored me, and I was sick.
I was gone. I got a call.
Okay.
I think that's smart.
I had attachment issues now because of that, John says. You've damaged me. I was trying to make a joke about how you made extraordinary claims.
Well, I would say I'm 80% and 80-20 on the story. Like I'm 80% believing that they've got it right and 20% believing that this is a witch hunt. So, wait till it becomes more clear that like she actually is a viable suspect.
I specifically wasn't talking about the J6 stuff. It was more about like how you joked the other day how there's like 70 million Christians in Nigeria or something, right?
40 million.
40 million, yeah. That was really funny, man.
I thought it was...
Because I don't know the real number, and I don't know Nigeria's population, but like you said some shit, so I was like, all right, like he's an authority in this because I know he's like really autistically updated his stats in that spreadsheet or something,
No, I just made that up.
You gotta be good.
My wife told me that. I was waiting for someone to call it, and no one did.
It's because it's you, bro. Like, this is the curse. You're basically turning into, like, Peter Willa, where it's like, you're so difficult to convince or persuade or debate.
Carlson of Clubhouse.
Like, I don't understand the arguments against war. I've never understood them. I'm not anti-war. Never have been. I just don't, like,
You're against waste, but I think you're not against conflict, right? That's what the gist of it is. Yeah. But that claim was really funny because it showed how much like we don't know the populations or the sizes or the demographic makeup, like nothing. Like we know shit about fuck.
I think it's some kind of gaslighting that has overcome people who think they're anti-war or something like that.
Yeah, we talked about it, Andrew, where it's like it's propaganda from other nations, and it's like a guilt complex that we've developed from the Bush era and not finding weapons of mass destruction, and somehow going to Iraq after 9/11 happened, and Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan was responsible. There's like a lot of weird stuff. So the attitude towards war, of like doing the right thing in World War II or whatever, it became like this, hey, we have all the best stuff, but we just lose every war and everything's rigged. We lost in Vietnam, we lost in Afghanistan, we lost in blah, blah. So it's a weird, like, defeatist, we're the evil people mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, you're being told to believe that. That's not a conclusion you can arrive at.
And it doesn't offer an alternative. That's the other very frustrating thing. Like, despite our sins and we're not perfect in any way, the alternatives are fucking grim. Like, what other superpowers can really shape the world's culture and trade and, all these things, like the U.S., despite all its flaws and faults? I don't think there is a superpower. I don't want to really live in a world like
trade are completely different things from global police.
Global police too, all of it.
No, I know. I'm saying you can want to shape the culture and the trade without wanting to be the global police. I'm saying you are conflating those.
I think it's all one and the same. It's like an empire.
I think we tried to do that with China. It failed.
Exactly. I was about to go there. That's like when you tried to play the economic game with them and then end up biting you in the ass.
They're, doing batshit crazy expansionism and other things that they've done before in the past. And then we're going to have to be dragged in because of our alliances and pacts and defend others or whatever.
So we're worried about China, so we need to invade Nigeria right now?
What?
The conversation started with bombing Nigeria. People are against this type of stuff. Now you have turned it to China.
No. It's evolved through multiple combos. Junset talked to me about J6. Then we talked about Nigeria because I was talking about how he made that joke about 40 million. And then Andrew was talking about
the
like
joke was
PSYOP.
million. So Jen says you misremembered your own joke.
Okay, there you go.
$1 million.
There you go. I was right.
The actual reality was 100,000. And yes, I was the one who did call Joseph out on that.
The original claim was 40 million.
It was not. It was 70. Vic and I both remember it that way.
Yeah, I remember it as 72. That's why I said that.
It was 40.
It doesn't really matter, but it was 70.
It was 40.
Okay, we short-circuited a good conversation now. Great job, David.
David wanted to be the contrarian to say that, like, how does attacking Nigeria fix? God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't talking about Nigeria.
No, he left too. That's why I said, God damn it. But
oh wow, he left? Really?
Yeah, he said something and then he left.
Holy shit!
So my point was like
that thin-skinned. You serious?
No. He felt he was making like a good point and trying to give up like opposing view to me, you, and John Seth, because he was saying that like we're talking about how I said, you need to be the cultural trade.
Why do I get the sense of him being exactly in that defeatist bucket?
I mean, I get that sense too, but at the same time, like he's trying to just speak his opposing view, right? So he felt like he was making a good point by us, like talking about what is like being better for the world with culture, trade, and being the world cop or whatever have to do with Nigeria, right? Shouldn't be worried about China. What is doing to Nigeria fix China? But I think he didn't let you and me to like expand on the points of like how it's a spheres of influence game with like Belt and Road policies, all these different ports, all these loans, all of it, But we didn't get to that part because he felt like we were goalpost moving or something. I don't know. Like he said, we were talking about Nigeria when Junset brought up something else. I don't know. Can't track anymore.
I think
I
his
don't-
phone just died.
I don't follow his
His phone died.
I hope so. I hope he didn't.
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he got mad and left.
Yeah,
I think he stormed out.
yeah. I think he said like, "Fuck
He said,
yourselves"
like,
or something.
pocket or something.
Yeah, I heard something.
He pulled a Mohan.
Did he report anybody?
No. David's good. David just feels like there's stubborn people in here that he likes to stick up to, and then I think like he likes to lock horns with Andrew a lot, and Junseth specifically.
I think Junseth and I are more right than him.
I think he's more right just because he's like the facts guy, but I'd say like when you guys are like playing the tug of war in a debate, it tends to be Junseth. Like it ends up being this weird thing where David's right in the short term, but then everything like shifts around, and then Junseth comes back and he goes, "So I was right, David." Like fucking, it's infuriating for people. It's not only David; it's like everyone. Like Junseth is like impressive in this sense where he's fucking wrong and he knows he's wrong, but he knows he will be right over a certain time.
Was an analysis, conclusions, ability to understand the implications for the future are not something you can ascertain from ChatGPT queries.
Correct.
You know, that's where David fails in my...
You can have all the data and the information,
yeah.
but you have to then make the inference and the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
But either way, I don't think like you or him or me said anything to like piss off David to leave. Like that was...
I don't think so either, but the fact that he did is like, to me, it's like, really? You that skinned? Or what, are you PMSing today?
I think he thinks we're stubborn and it's like an echo chamber, like John says. But that's why I was trying to get at least like him to articulate his stuff better instead of being like, "Oh yeah, what about Nigeria?" You know, he could have been better too. And we were only talking about Nigeria because I was making that joke with Junseth.
What's funny to me is their response. They're like, "Oh, no. Could we please have a sit down?"
Nigeria said that? I didn't even know this.
Yeah, I mean, this will go over most people's heads, but if you look into what that means in that region culturally, like that's a big deal. Like to, it's like one of them Native Americans,
The chief or whatever, yeah, the symbolism of like the leadership, acknowledging your legitimacy or whatever.
Pipe and all that, yeah, it's kind of that way. Like they're serious. Like, hey, we don't want we don't want to bicker. We're gonna solve this. Let's sit down.
I could see Trump come up with like some policy that future H-1Bs are all Christians or something, Christian refugees.
Well, that has happened throughout history. And how do you think I'm here in the U.S.? Persecution.
Really? So, I know a lot of people just left in general persecution, but for you, you felt it was like religious persecution in USSR, like you couldn't go to church and stuff?
That was the primary and the main reason, and the program under which we left, yeah. That was the program, refugee program and status that U.S. had.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought, persecution is like more broad too. It's whether it's political or like educational or like some ethnic stuff, like all of it. But I didn't know, like specifically, it was like, religious freedom. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was for religious persecution. The other stuff, the political stuff and whatnot, that was pretty much impossible because you would be disappeared immediately.
Yeah. Totally.
There's no way to apply for anything anywhere. But with religion, they weren't disappearing you immediately, but they were persecuting, like at every social layer, institution.
They looked at it as like inferior, right? Like you believed in some mystical like fantasy stuff instead of like whatever arbitrary scientific research.
No, the main
because they can't control you. They can't control religious people.
Exactly. The main reason was because it was in opposition to believing in the state.
Yep.
So God versus Stalin, essentially.
God versus communism, essentially.
God is above communism.
Yeah. God is above the state. So.
Statists always want you to believe the state is God. I mean, by the way, that's been true since the beginning of all time, right? Like, Pharaoh was literally God. Like, many kings have, throughout time have said they are literally God.
Yeah, they claim to derive their power from God, at least.
Yeah, and so Stalin or Hitler or Mao or whatever, same thing.
Hey, Otto, did you watch that Sarah Payne thing Andrew sent you?
I haven't watched it yet, no. I've been busy.
Fucking good.
It's in my queue.
Oh, you can just listen. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah, sorry, I meant listen.
I think.
Yeah, it's in my queue. I'm probably going to listen to it when I go to the gym.
It's, I had no issues listening at 1.5 speed, because it's kind of slow otherwise.
Dorcash is kind of faggy and weird, Otto, but he has really good guests.
I listened to one of his pods a while ago, and I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with him. I think most podcasters are losers. That's why I've never wanted. I think being a podcast guest is a lot higher status than being a podcaster. Podcasters just have really dumb questions most of the time.
That's frustrating.
Did you just guys notice how Otto complimented himself right there?
Well, no. It's not a compliment to me. It's more of just the reason I've chosen to take that path,
Right.
Because I could have had a podcast. But
You, I don't know if this is like doxing or anything, but you did similar things in the past and left that world, right?
yes, exactly.
I have done things, and it's just lame. I didn't enjoy it. And the nice thing about it also, it's just like, I don't want to have to like do a show every, couple days or whatever. Like what's nice now is like, if I just want to say no to a podcast, I'm just like, no. People are like, do you want to do this? I'm like, nah. That's awesome. Andrew, I'll send you more like geopolitical stuff I listen to like that. There's like another Apple in China episode I watched like months ago that was really good, and just like talked about the practices of how the intellectual property is kind of stripped away, and like all the hardware manufacturing processes, like everything is kind of stolen, and how like Xiaomi now is technically more advanced than our iPhones because they just stole everything.
I heard a crazy claim geopolitically the other day. This woman had done she'd done her own census on China without taking the CCP's official numbers. And she thinks there's only 600 million people in China.
Dude, that'd be fucking nuts if they just inflated that number.
I have heard of them overestimating their numbers.
Dude, she says the numbers are. She says they're definitely overestimated, and she thinks it's like half as many as they claim.
What's the reason, or like what does she suspect? Like the motive? Did she say anything?
She didn't say about that, but it was just like I guess it's just to make themselves seem larger and scarier,
I gotta imagine it has something to do with like maybe India and Russia having large populations too? Like, I don't know.
India's not that large. I mean, Russia's not that large. Russia's 160. India, I think, actually does have a billion people.
I fucking believe that.
Because every time you see a video, they got fucking people coming out of the woodwork. It's
Yeah,
like,
that thing makes sense given the one-child policy. Like, it's wild.
Yeah. Have you seen the Indian motorcycle? How many people they fit?
Yeah, bro. American minivan family will ride on an Indian fucking scooter.
Hollywood movies don't use CGI for crowds. They just like use 10,000 Indians.
They just
But
walk
it's like,
into the street.
Yeah. if they just like pass out non-bread, 10,000 people will show up to the shoot. You know,
Pretty much, bro. Have every fucking beggar in the city show up.
exactly. So like they just use real crowds.
Well, that's interesting. Does she talk about any methodology or any exercise to?
I just saw this in passing, so I'd have to go find it again. But she seemed credible, and she seemed like she had done her research. Whether that's real or not, I don't know. It sounded correct to me, and it would make sense that China would want to fake their numbers too. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like that makes a lot of sense. That means they're not that bigger than America. Not that much bigger.
No.
If true.
No, less than twice.
Same
It also
size.
makes the
Same size.
It also makes the one-child policy insane, if true.
But we know that's legit. It's the one-child policy.
No, I know. It just makes it really bad policy.
Yeah, it was. I thought they dropped it already, and they're just.
They did.
But
Yeah.
even so, the
people don't want
that they can
it's like
breed
ingrained now.
It had a lot of negative externalities because obviously there's too many men and not enough women, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's way worse to have, like, I think Thailand has way more women than men, and that's way better than having more men than women, because more men than women get together and foment violent social revolution, because they want access to women. More women than men, they don't do the same thing. Yeah, I didn't realize that Russia actually had a very small population.
Yeah, now that you said it, I was just thinking about the population sizes nearby.
It's because there's such a large landmass that you would assume, right? But there's actually not that many white people in the world. There's like 300 million white people or something.
It didn't help that they genocided a lot of the USSR countries, like whether Ukraine in like the first industrialization or their own people, like going into the front lines, all of it, even the ongoing war, like they really don't give a fuck about the population. But yeah, then like nearby countries, other ones.
100+ million population.
Russia does?
China, I think. Russia's definitely only in the 100 million category.
So technically, other neighboring populations that are large are still like Pakistan, probably Bangladesh. I don't know, Japan or Korea.
Yeah, Russia has to be small because it's all white people on Earth can't be more than 500, 600 million.
Well, yeah, the Federation consists of a lot of ethnically not white people that have been culturally wiped out in terms of their identity, languages, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Suppressed. Men are plucked out first to go die, blah, blah, blah.
Russia's mainly white, though, isn't it?
Mainly, but there's also Kazakhstan, Tajikistan. Well, it's like a mix between like Slavic and Mongolian and like Turkish, like different sorts of cultures like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Andrew said, like I don't really know what they consider themselves anymore.
Yeah, Eastern Europe has a whole different genetic, makeup than in Europe, obviously.
And the size of it makes it, we call that difficult to manage. Like you need a shit ton of people to hold things and to transport. If you have a factory here or there, just because of the distances and sizes.
And the weather, right?
Pretty inefficient from that standpoint.
I learned something recently. All of the Irish people in my family, peasants, but the German side of my family, actually well-to-do landowners. Had no idea. So I actually do have some fancy folks in my lineage.
Now, Otto, did they take those land from the Jews?
No, this was before. This was 16th century.
It's okay, Otto. You just gotta give Jeff back his land. Now
My peoples were out of Germany when we fought on the American side.
I know. I remember the stories of your grandpa being in the Pacific.
We left Germany in the early 1800s. But yeah, I didn't even know that. I was like, that's cool. It would be the German side, obviously.
Well, I guess that
the Germans are smarter.
Well, I guess that's good they left, right? Because then maybe the war would have wiped out the wealth.
They were in an area of Germany that would have been controlled by the Russians. So it was good. It was good to get the fuck out.
Yes.
If you lived in Eastern Germany during a certain period of time, you had to live through you lived through the fall of the aristocracy, Weimar Republic, the rise of the Third Reich, and then Stalinist communism. Like, bro,
that's painful as fuck.
That happened to people in East Germany in one lifetime. One. You could have been born under the aristocracy and died with the Berlin Wall erected. You couldn't even live to see the Berlin Wall fall. You could have lived through 5 different political, regimes in Germany in a single lifetime.
Bro, that fucking Eastern Front too, like all the fucking countries in the middle of Germany and Russia, when you talk to those like civilians or the citizens, the memories they have are like horrific. I was talking to some Latvians back in like 2023, and they were like, we were excited because like at first we were being freed, but then the new authorities or whatever were abusive and started raping and pillaging too.
It was such a mistake that because the calculation was that like we didn't want to waste American lives, so we'd let the Russians descend on Berlin at the same time. So we waited for the Russians to allow them to do this. But like I think if we would have gone in without the Russians, that Hitler would have surrendered to us. He just didn't want to surrender to the Russians.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Russians requested that, and our president granted that then.
I know that was after it was Truman's mistake.
Yeah. We were, American generals or whatever were basically already communicating, and they would have accepted large surrenders, and that also means that a lot of Germans wouldn't have died towards the end either.
Right. Well, and we wouldn't have had to split Germany with the fucking communists for fucking 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah. Completely different outcome.
Just the split, allowing the communists to have half of Berlin was like the fucking dumbest thing ever.
Is that a feature or a bug? Because I feel like as someone who, existed post the Berlin Wall falling, that A/B test has really shut up a lot of communists.
Well, that's true. Well, but North and South Korea is kind of the better A/B test.
No, it's not, because white people needed to happen to white people for it to be real.
Also, you could have put Hitler on trial at Nuremberg had he surrendered to the Allies.
Yeah, or caught him in Mexico where he spent the rest of his life.
Argentina, you mean?
Yeah,
so those middle countries though, in between Russia and Germany, like Poland, fucking Czechoslovakia, all those countries, they got it so bad.
And
Oh, I know.
so that you're clear on that conspiracy theory, no one had bigger beef with Hitler than Russians, and they did their own testing conclusions.
Yeah, I don't actually believe it. I just think it's funny to say.
You don't believe that they did that and they concluded?
No, he's just saying he doesn't. He just thinks it's funny. A funny thing.
Oh, I see. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I do not believe that Hitler escaped to Argentina and spent the rest of his life there. It's just funny to say.
Hitler had double-crossed Stalin. He betrayed Stalin. You know, and Stalin was shocked by Hitler.
What was the
He was shocked
agreement
by
again?
Hitler's betrayal.
It was like the Warsaw. No, it wasn't the Warsaw Pact. I forget what they split it.
Molotov.
The agreement was basically just that Hitler. Yeah, it basically was just that Hitler was not going to invade Russia. Like that was the big agreement.
Oh, for Russia and Germany, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking about how Hitler and Stalin put their differences aside to basically conquer all the neighbors in between.
Stalin.
Why did he go after Russia? I don't. I've never actually understood why that made sense.
He always
was preparing to invade anyway.
By all accounts, Stalin was shell-shocked that Hitler had betrayed him. And the reason Hitler betrayed him is because he always planned to betray him.
It's because communism and the National Socialism, whatever, were enemies at that time philosophically.
Oh, it's like a Shia Sunni thing where they're exactly the same, but
they saw the Nazis as fascists, so they saw it as like.
I know. I'm saying communism and fascism is literally the same thing. They're no different than Shias and Sunnis pretending they're different.
The shooting of the Romanovs and the Holodomor and Bolshevism in general was seen as something that was a great evil that needed to be rectified. And, Hitler and the Nazi regime thought they were the ones to do it. And so that's why, basically, when they asked Hitler why he decided to betray Stalin, he basically said, I looked in his eyes and he don't got the juice. You know, like that was his calculation, was like, this motherfucker don't got it like that. I'm fucking Hitler, you know? It's obviously an insane way to think. And I think also Hitler thought that he could take on another superpower in Russia. Like he could take on all of Europe and win. And I think probably that was true. But he did not count. He really, really, truly deep in his heart thought the Americans would not enter the war. You know? Like, he just didn't count on us entering at all. Because it's hard for us to contextualize this because we are the empire now. But the way Europe viewed us back when Britain was the empire was as sort of nouveau riche playboys who didn't care about anything except getting drunk and partying.
Yep.
That was the way we were viewed.
Well, they also no one in the world understood our manufacturing ability.
Yeah, and
they were off by orders of magnitude.
Yeah.
Well, I think Japan understood.
It was also something relatively new.
It was new.
Yeah.
Like it was. In World War I, Germans sent saboteurs to the United States. Like, who in their right mind would send saboteurs today to a great superpower? What that tells you is that we were nothing.
Well, they're called professors.
We weren't
China
considering the
sends a ton
United
of them.
States as anybody.
Well, we also, our shit was inferior to the German shit. The Germans are better at engineering. The Germans are better at engineering than us, and they always have been.
Which is why a war with China would fuck us, is they just have more tonnage.
So the Germans thought that, like, they were just so superior in their tech that they could destroy us, but, like, we just overpowered them because, like, and we were expending, we had the triple threat of British intelligence, Russian lives, and American manufacturing. And when you have that, there's no way you can lose the war.
I was just about to say, Hado, like, they didn't see it, but a lot of these deals were made in place before we even officially got into the war with FDR's Lend-Lease, right? We were basically footing the bill for the Russians and the British.
Something weird to say this without sounding like a conspiracy guy. I'm just going to say it. Most of the Enigma intercepts have been declassified now, and the Germans spend zero time talking about the Holocaust at all.
Stop noticing.
And they don't know that we're listening. So it's a little, don't you think it's a little weird that they never mention it? I'm not saying the Holocaust didn't happen or something. I'm just saying, like, why is it not in any of the intercepts?
Well, because you don't need to talk about it when you're sending messages to submarines. What's the point?
Well, no, we didn't just crack the submarine codes. We cracked their everything. You know, we had the entire German communique, all of it.
I don't know. They had a different program or something away from military.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to know the answer to that from a legit historian and not an anti-Semitic Twitter account.
Yeah, so I went down a little bit of the rabbit hole, but obviously with World War II, it's impossible to like ever learn enough. But it does seem like there was a shit ton of retro posthumous, like post death emboldening, where like because he was dead, people would all blame Hitler for the thing that they did, and since he was dead, he couldn't contract it. So he was like, "Could you? I don't know what it was. Sorry."
Mohan, are you saying Hitler died for their sins, and you're trying to like make him to some sort of messiah figure? I think that's excessive, Mohan.
No, he's just a scapegoat, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that he wasn't a bad dude. What I'm saying is he was like, that there's this like totalitarian uber mind was like in control of everything position that we have that I think is a historical application of all of the people who lived during Nuremberg trying to push off all of the things that they did as something that they were commanded to do by him. And so we get this perspective of him like being this like 13-dimension galaxy brain when really he was just like a bureaucrat, and like 80% of the things that are attributed to him were just the middle managers sort of running with the ball and then trying to lie to save their own ass.
That makes sense.
FDR doing Lend-Lease is probably the greatest thing he ever did. And that probably cost us like our whatever Federal Reserve sovereignty and all that, the new system, but like legitimately the Nazis probably would have won.
I had this like feeling of dread a couple days ago. Just realizing that the technological buildup that preceded World War II is already happened for World War III, and that World War III will be some type of surveillance drone or warfare, you know, but we just don't know how it's going to shake out. But like the tech is already here now for the next war, and all you need is something to light the political powder keg.
So I think World War III, so the thing about a global war is it has to be a framework for war that's so new that no one's actually prepared against it, right? Like it has to be so unconventional. And I think that World War III is going to be a total global concurrent democide, where it's every country attacking and demociding its own people all at the same time. And I think that the COVID house hysteria, in hindsight, will be equivalent to a world war in terms of the number of people dead. But I think that like it's the next war can't be two countries going conventionally to war with each other, but it can be agitating each country into killing 10% of their own population.
I think we're kind of already seeing that.
I was about to say, I'm going to be the Johnset of this convo, and we're already in World War III.
Right.
And basically the war has evolved now where there's just PvP zones, and the conflicts heat up in those certain zones. In certain areas, it'll never heat up, and there'll just be global conflict like this.
Dude, but it's pretty crazy what's happening right now with all these robots. Like, imagine when you can move atoms in death space entirely autonomously just with manufacturing. Like, I don't think any of us can really understand what, like, the infinite production of quadcopters with guns and quadruped, robots with sniper rifles and dogs and, like, that type of war front. Like,
so that made me think about this. Like, is it a war or a genocide if it's robots versus, like, a human force, and the robots like completely wipe them out? Like, we send robots to like
look at what's happening. What's happening in the DMZ in Russia right now in Ukraine, where like if more than 3 people in the DMZ are together, just like a drone blows them up. So there's like 100-mile like dead man zone of like there's just roving fucking like cruise missiles in the air, and the moment more than 2 or 3 humans are together, they just all die. Like. It's really weird to think about war in the context of, and this is like the baby phases of robot warfare.
No, there's just one. Wait for 2 or 3. This 8 head is sticking out. You got 5 drones incoming. It's pretty crazy, and there are fields and fields of. Imagine fish line. For 5 drones.
But like imagine like trench warfare, right? Where the front was a defined front. Now it's like an ambiguous like 50-mile range of a DMZ.
Yeah, it's like World War I in a way. Yeah, that's true. But it's for any movement.
Dude, the more technology becomes scary, the more I realize how insane of a godsend the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean is for America, and we literally just have to keep people out of our country, and we're fine. Like we just the fucking oceans, dude. Like we have like literally we were given a royal flush, and all we have to do is not fuck up the royal flush.
America can't be conquered, though. We know that. Like. It can't be conquered for a million different reasons, geographically, culturally, whatever. But people can do death by 1,000 cuts to us, and we currently are kind of suffering from that at the moment.
Well, until you get the perfection of space tech, they copy, steal, whatever, and then your oceans are cute. Of course, this is far in the future, and we could do this too. You send up a vehicle, and you wait 30 minutes, and you come down in any spot on Earth.
Well, Andrew, to this point of the next war, right? If you want to talk about current manufacturing in the context of war, like I think it's like what 90% or 95% of total tonnage sent into space is America right now, and it doesn't look like that's going to change in the near future. So if you think that the next war will be like autonomous drones globally connected via like space satellites, like America's completely like we're 95% in space.
Yeah. We own the array too,
But how difficult is it actually to take out? So like, because the satellites become their own like
debris field
for everything else. Like I don't know how difficult.
I was making a different point about that. Like the oceans are here right now, but where we headed is tech that makes them irrelevant, because you'll be able to go up into orbit and come down anywhere on Earth. Like
the other thing,
irrelevant. It's a 40-minute.
The other thing, David, is that satellites don't last in space forever. They're there until their orbits decay. The average SpaceX satellite, I think, decays in like 3 to 5 years, and that's like full operation. So even if you were to do some sort of cascade failure, their entire expected life is supposed to be 3 to 5 years. And our ability to put
if they malfunction, if they don't malfunction, they're longer.
No, I believe that's their total lifespan is 5 years. Is because they have to do all of these micro adjustments, and the amount of fuel that they have is only like 3 to 5 years of fuel.
Yeah, maybe the very first. Maybe the very first generation.
I'll look it up right now. Go ahead, Grace.
China and Russia are doing Russia's doing the low Earth orbit type of trying to disrupt our satellites. And China's doing the optical encryption and being able to try to destroy ours also by hacking them. But what we don't know and will not be public knowledge is what America's doing in combat to that. So there's like, you'll hear people talk about the fear of China and Russia, what they're doing, but America's doing stuff, they just don't publicize it. But there's definitely, for war, satellites are...
So, Andrew, I just double-checked. The approximate lifetime of every SpaceX satellite is 5 years. And then after 5 years, they get a decaying orbit, and they fall into the Pacific. So I think it's like, there's like 10 SpaceX satellites every day that fall into the Pacific Ocean. Like, because they've ended up
burn before they actually fall. They have to make them in such a way, otherwise we'd have so much debris.
Well, so and then because of the SpaceX, they're increasing their launches. The vast majority of them have been launched in the past couple of years. And so what I'm saying is that if like 5 years from now, China were to blow up all of our SpaceX array, it would be like a year or two, and we would have completely rebuilt the SpaceX array because the amount of mass that we're putting to space is growing exponentially, and these things are only supposed to last for 5 years anyway. So it's not
my
like...
My question was, what does the debris field do from all that stuff blowing up? That was
Andrew, sorry,
satellites are intentionally going down into the,
They're meant to be burned when they enter.
So if you blow them up, like, their decay would accelerate it, wouldn't? So like, you would have a problem, but I'm saying in a couple of years, the vast majority of it would fall back to Earth.
You can't mess with them when they're in orbit because you don't want them to accidentally crash into something else. So, but there's standards and procedures when they build, like they have to be destroyed. Like what they're built of, when they're entering the atmosphere, they burn.
Also, David, I wonder if at what point in time will the nuclear triad consider our space arrays a component of America, such that it would be a part of the mutually assured destruction response?
Oh yeah, to my understanding, Grace, those satellite Starlinks, they unfold and they're like 6 by 6 apparently. Like they're not very big, but they have a lot of shit going on inside them.
Well, Starlink isn't the one to be concerned with. It would be Starshield, which is what they're doing for DoD, which is a different type of. They're under different specs for that. But
I mean the DOW.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, you're right. They've been renamed.
To be hyper pedantic, both are correct because they didn't. Congress hasn't changed the name yet, so it's like an alias that the president gave it.
That's pretty cocky of him, though. You gotta admit. He's probably grabbing his nuts when he said, "Yeah, we're gonna be called the Department of War." Standing behind that podium.
It's the original name.
Yeah, they don't have enough fuel, so if they were to expand those satellites with more fuel, they could stay up. But otherwise, they deorbit them actively. They control where they drop into the ocean or whatever. So they could make it longer, but there's no point.
Well, thank God we have some senators that are a little more in tune and knowledgeable about this stuff that are fighting, because a lot of the budget was cut and they're fighting to keep these things alive, which I'm actually happy about.
Yeah, Grace, you do make a good point. I never doubted that we never talk about our countermeasures or our capability. It's just, we're only boogeymaned about, oh my God, they're going to get us this and that. And I think it's a deficiency for managing the public's perception or this fear. Like we should be.
America's about the element of surprise.
That we're able to, counter threats and, we're aware. You could be very vague, but at least say, hey, we got it. You can sleep at night instead of being freaked out, full of anxiety, believing in doom and gloom and collapse.
Well, with Russia and China, it's sort of like, we got this, like they try to scare. And America's more about the element of surprise. They don't want you to know what they have.
Yes.
The wars, though, that we will have are going to be asymmetrical. They may not start off too much like what we've seen in Ukraine. It'll be more infrastructures, hacking, that type of thing.
Well, that's ongoing in the EU right now by Russia. So we have a great example to study and to even see how to respond to that. And Europeans are, I don't know, they're doing I guess as good of a job. I mean, you can always do better, but they're not completely just being shellacked. You know, they're fighting that battle of that type of war.
Yeah, the DoD has started for a few years now at DEF CON to have a competition called Hack-a-Sack, like Hack a Satellite, and the Polish are pretty good. They're really good hackers when it comes to satellites. They won the competition. I don't know who's won it recently, but
it'll be fun to buy an old site somewhere with a lot of these telescopic dishes of the past and just connect to these. I mean, you know this. A lot of those older satellites that we have that still function, that are stationary and they're not going to crash down, they physically just lack security things. You can just connect into them.
Yeah, the thing about that,
it's wide open.
That's why, the thing about that is the challenge in cybersecurity for that is that you do want to have backdoors because you don't have access to fix them. Because, they're not like you could go to the server and, you're not physically able to work on them. So these satellites do have backdoors, but now it's becoming a vector, an attack vector for nation states. So now they're upping the security on these satellites. But that's been there's a fine balance with that. We had that with Voyager back in the day, it was in the 70s when Voyager launched, but there was recently last year, there was a problem with one of the Voyagers communicating. And we realized it was like something with the memory. And they put a Tiger team together and they solved it. But thank God that there was a backdoor in the Voyager for them to do that. And really, there's not too many countries who have the ability to talk to Voyager as far as even reach it. Of course, satellites are more low Earth orbit and there is a lot of communication. Like you could reach them to try to hack them. But it's kind of a really interesting... It's changed quite a bit. Like, there was a time when no one cared about hacking a satellite. Now it's like the thing to do by some adversaries.
Yeah, I was just saying, I remember, when, blowing up a satellite was, a reason to engage it with an enemy combatant, just blow up their satellite, but they didn't realize the ramifications of blowing up a satellite means it can also hurt you. So they found other ways to engage on that level, because when you blow up a satellite everyone else suffers, right?
Yeah, the debris has a chance of knocking their satellites out too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's going on, people? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Oh, David, well, the day you're here, better hope the BB doesn't come in. I think he might be blocking me for real now.
Who's blocking me? Sorry.
BB.
Oh. I like him. He's a good guy. I don't know why.
Yeah. You're too much sometimes, that's all. I think, yeah. But I think you knew that already, right, David?
True. But it's okay. You know, we're talking about bigger things. Like, the world might end. So, like, we're talking about bigger things than that.
What are we talking about? The end of the world? What's a bigger thing than John Fakuri and the way he feels about you? What is a bigger thing? You giving me the silent treatment?
Not me. I'm just, you know, everyone else has a lot of things going on. A lot of opinions. I'm just listening.
Opinions on what? I want to hear them.
Well, you have to, with all due respect to Dave, you have to ask them.
All right, Silva, I got a question for you. You've been paying attention to the January 6th pipe bomber?
Yeah.
Can you believe the federal government conspired against your parents?
Do I believe it?
Wait, who are your parents?
No, my parents never went in the Capitol, Dave. They listened to me. They never had any issues. They never got questioned by the Fed or anything. And I told them, shut your mouth, don't say open numbers. But yeah, I mean, I said that pipe bomber was law enforcement from the beginning, so I'm not surprised.
Wait, is that confirmed?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Not by the FBI yet, but what's the company that did it? That confirmed it? Blaze Magazine? I don't know, through gate analysis and
Blaze used some gate analysis to figure it out, but they went through other intelligence agencies.
Yeah.
They didn't do it like on their own, but yeah, FBI is definitely covering it up, which is obvious. I mean, like, what the fuck? How did they not find this person by now?
Yeah.
They were finding January 6ers by their shit.
But also though, Silva, answer me this: how do the intelligence agencies help them while they're covering it up? Like maybe the new intelligence agency, you know, is actually.
Well, they never said what intelligence agency, so who knows? It could have been something inside the same intelligence.
But there's no way you're doing gate analysis without the FBI knowing.
Yeah, I'm sure they knew about it.
Right? So
I'm sure they did themselves. Like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah. No, I just think like if it's true, if it's all true, and it's not all a big smoke screen, like it sounds like, you know, the FBI now is actually trying to figure it out, or I don't know.
Are they? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't feel confident.
Probably prove it if they can, but they have to be careful because I'm sure that even they are not above reproach from some of the crooked people that actually are trying to run the country.
I mean, she currently works for the CIA.
Yeah.
Capacity, so like, I'm sure she's. I mean, when people were staking her house out to question her, the FBI showed up. So it's kind of obvious they're protecting her. Maybe that was her dress rehearsal for the CIA.
Oh, I'm sure they moved her for a reason.
get David back. We need some information on Zcash, please. This Zcash token, guys, is everybody following it? Because this is the hottest token. It's the hottest token of the year right now. It hit 666 today. 666.66. And that was...
So somebody's pumping their bags and
apparently Teddy's over there on Twitter talking about Zcash and pumping it. So Teddy's on this train. Teddy's on every scam train available. I mean, Teddy is Pepe. He's the NFT. If anybody knows Teddy, knows we need to get the scoop from Teddy, because if we're going to make money on this trade, we need Teddy's input.
No, thank you.
Grace, this is money-making opportunities, okay? Listen, this Zcash is not just another fly-by-night, one of the 20,000 tokens. This is real, okay? This is Stanford PhD in MIT, okay? Massachusetts Institute of Tech. These are MIT, Stanford, all brains, all developers, geniuses behind this token, and they've done something. They've created something over there, and it's taking off, and we need to find out what's going on. But if you see Teddy, please ask him, because he'll be in the room. He'll be in the room telling us how much he made on Zcash. He'll be here tonight, I'm sure. This damn token went to 550, okay, on Saturday morning, and then it went down to 450 last night, I think. And this morning it was 666.66. I mean, this thing is volatile, but apparently it's going to $1,000.
XRP?
This is Zcash. We are looking for Teddy to get the scoop on Zcash, because, John, these are MIT PhDs.
Wait. Are you trying to mark the top?
We don't know what the top's going to be. That's why we need Teddy. Teddy is in Spaces over there.
He's just trying to pump his bags, John. He just bought a bunch of Zcash.
Of course he did.
And, John, these are MIT, Stanford PhDs that are behind this token. This is not...
How many times are you going to repeat that, Casey?
Well, John has to hear it, okay? John just got here.
No, I asked about Zcash last night or 2 days ago, because I saw it pumping, and what's causing this retarded shit to pump? And it's basically a bunch of fucking pumpers that KC is pumping that are pumping it. Which, if you say it like that, sounds kind of gay.
These are MIT, Stanford. That means it's good, right, Casey?
They've got the brains behind it. This is not like a Jeb McCaleb, okay, token, okay? This is real brain power.
Oh, okay. So how much did you get?
Well, we haven't bought. If it's going to 1,000, we may want to think about it, but we need Teddy to give us a scoop.
Sweet.
You know what would be more impressive? You know what would be more impressive? I'm not going to answer until somebody actually replies to my verbal filler. Do you know what would be more impressive?
What? What would be more impressive?
If Teddy somehow skipped one scam. Just one time. Say, oh yeah, I missed that one.
He's on them all. I mean, what was it? Pepe Frogs. He and Jason Williams, man, they made a fort.
Oh, did they?
I mean, hundreds of millions, probably. No. And they had John Gilardi all over that. That John Gilardi, that guy.
Like that.
That's another person who's never skipped a scam, even outside of crypto. How did someone as honest as me find this space? I always look at Crypto Graffiti because Crypto Graffiti is the most honest person in Bitcoin. Just like he's the most honest person on the planet, not just Bitcoin. How the fuck did we end up here?
Damn, that hurts, John.
I appreciate it, but literally crypto gets offered like the most ridiculous amount of money to fucking do NFT scams. And he's like, no, I'm good. I don't need that 100 million.
That's integrity.
Just like, how did I end up here? Come on, Casey. I want your life advice.
I feel like I'm missing out on this.
Yeah, you probably are. You buy a bunch.
See how it goes. Come back and report.
Somebody get Teddy and let me know what he says. We need a price target. We need his price target.
Teddy's your oracle?
Yes, I mean, he's been early. That dude's been early to everything. Everything. Pepe's, NFTs, BAYC, BYAC,
I don't think
whatever.
he was as early as Pepe's, as some other people.
Bored Apes. What else?
Bored Apes are down pretty bad.
He was early to running rabbits or whatever.
He was early to MicroStrategy.
Whatever else he got Carol into. Uh-oh, they sniped his ass. Dude, I saw like 3 episodes on the plane the other day. Larry David's the funniest motherfucker ever. Like, he's so funny, I have a crush on him. Oh. Jody, so how do you feel about Larry David? We fuck with Larry?
Yes. It's hilarious.
He's the best.
Fucking weather sucks. So cold now.
It's hot today. Fucking like 70s.
Hey, John, did you see they identified the pipe bomber?
No, never. Haven't heard about it at all from any of the people that love to talk about Trump stuff. No, I was too busy reading. I was too busy reading about Trump's latest shitcoin.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know you had another one. What's the new one?
There's 6 of them.
No. 6?
No.
I
heard that Trump. I heard what actually happened was that Trump was building it in the White House because he's a fucking brilliant scientist and chemist, physicist, and then Barron basically took it to school, sold it, and then fucking it showed up on January. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was all Trump's doing. That's what I heard. By the way, the clip that's still posted in the whatever the fuck that gay ass app is, Telegram. God, I hate talking about Trump. Especially since he sucked so bad this term so far. It's like,
well, I wasn't trying to bait you into talking about Trump.
No, I know. I'm being funny for the people that were here earlier because I lit Trey up for it because I just didn't want to do it.
What did Trey do?
Bro, I saw the sense already backpedaling that 2K.
I was so tired. I was on an airplane and I'm back in the cold section of Miami. And I was like, I don't want to do this. Fuck out of here. Stop making me your answering for all the woke weirdos on the planet. Fuck all of them.
If that's his account, he's using Hurricane.
Do you guys see that girl down there on the bottom right? She's my cousin, I bet.
How much you betting?
Do you know how many cousins I have named Noor? I have more cousins named Noor than you guys have cousins named Jim, John, Tommy, Billy, Lindsay combined. You show up to a family event and yell the word Noor, 35 people will turn back and reply.
Maria for Spanish people?
Maybe. I'm sorry for it's not like
my mother and her sister and her mother, all their first names were all Maria. They were only like known by their middle names, basically.
That's funny. But yeah, you were like the fifth person today. It was like John, and then I forgot after John, and then it was Trey, and then someone else made the joke, and now it's you.
I just wanted to know if you heard about it, because I mean, it wasn't like I was surprised about it, but I'm sure some people were.
I remember hearing about this early on. You know, like
I said it was law enforcement, like what had happened. It made sense, and the bombs looked like the FBI bombs that they used for practice. But you know, didn't know that it was this particular person. They matched the gate. Seems like it's legit. But I wonder why the FBI doesn't care. Kind of weird.
Probably was a Trumper.
I mean, the FBI didn't care when Biden was in power, and the FBI didn't care. So, I don't know about that. It's possible. I have no idea. She works in D.C. though for the CIA, so you know that's not a red flag.
My favorite part is somehow this invalidates a bunch of fucking idiots trying to overturn an election. Breaking windows, question shit.
No, I don't think it validates that. I
don't
think that it's just more obvious that there was more to it than just a bunch of idiots thinking they could stop the election.
I mean, I've said this for 3 years now. What up, Vic? So the latest one to ask me about the pipe bomb.
Oh, I'm waiting. The real showdown hasn't started yet. You know what the real showdown?
There's
going to be a showdown.
There's one guy with 98% sycophants in here, and then there's me.
Whoa.
Hey, for the record, I'm 99% sycophant for you and him, and that's why I got to see the showdown.
I'm not a sycophant for either of you motherfuckers.
Hey, I'm a sycophant for you too, Silva. Don't worry.
Silva likes me more than Joseph.
Hey, I'm a sycophant for all three.
That might be true. That might be true. I'm not going to say that.
If it's not true, then fuck off. I'm so nice to you. He's an ex to you.
I'm just.
Yeah, everyone's addicted to Silva. They're just like, oh, fucking Silva, the conspiracy guy.
No one would be that way in person, though. That's the funny thing.
Hold on.
Oh, shit. Hey, Silva, are you like a big Muslim guy that's just gonna like pick me up and just?
Nice. John has always been nice. I'll give him that. He's always been nice.
Yo, that Vic guy's he's been wild though. He's been wilding, huh?
Why did you turn into British Hollow instigating everything?
No.
Could you
You're cool, Vic.
fat now?
You're cool.
Hold on, Vic. Are you fat now?
How'd you know?
Short, fat, and fucking instigating now.
Smoking cigars.
I'll instigate, but it's only with like the people I feel like we can learn from at the highest level. So it's like you versus John Seth, or it's like Hollow versus Zach. You know, like I think these are good combos to be had because so many people like actually look up to y'all. The information kind of percolates through, you know.
Listen, most people here either don't like me or are annoyed by me. But back to
I got to Paris barbecue. I'm about to do a test here.
Fuck, dude. You know what's so funny? I was on the phone with my girlfriend. She's like, have you eaten? I was like, yeah, I had breakfast. I'm like, I haven't had lunch yet. And all I was thinking about right now, I swear to God, was barbecue. I fucking hate you right now.
I'm gonna give you a bite by bite play here of the different meats they got. I mean, they might be out already, but.
Hey John, you can always get peasant barbecue.
You can always get peasant barbecue like me. Just Uber Eats some L&L, hits the spot.
Peasant barbecue, but priced in Chicago prices.
Oof. Well, I just mean get L&L, like the Hawaiian barbecue. Just Uber Eats it. Call it a day.
No, we don't even have that.
I think you guys do in Miami. I was telling Fish to get it, but it was too far. Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah, I fuck with that Hawaiian barbecue.
So fucked up. I literally was like, yo, I want some brisket. I want some fucking pulled pork. And I want some fucking whatever slop of stew they make.
I was laughing what you showed me, by the way. Like, he was like, the crime rate is low because of terrorism. I just kid.
He's like, no one's getting scared. We only pay ourselves.
That's funny. Vic, I have to come back. It's sold out.
Oh, damn. Is it like far from you? Like, how far is it? Where is it?
Celebrating too early.
East Austin. Oh, this is a good actually.
Yeah, that is.
No, I'm gonna go find another barbecue. Mickleway barbecue.
Just try to buy some from someone that's already sitting down, Andrew.
Oh no.
Yeah, Andrew, I was hearing these talks about how like if 30K falls out of the wallet, it's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure you could get some food there.
Hey, Andrew, don't even buy it. Just be like, yo, are you gonna finish that?
Andrew, when dire situations arise, so dire situations cause for dire solutions, needs, whatever, blah blah. You need to acquire that barbecue joint now, just so we can eat there tonight. We'll get Zach. We'll draft up the contract. We'll send it over in 5 minutes. You in? Just buy the barbecue or the pit, everything.
But he didn't get to try it yet. What's up?
Dude, Jaji is new Finn. Jaji basically sucked the soul of Finn and has become the Finn. He's like, Alfred and Dennis Porter have mimosa brunches in Boys Town regularly.
I don't know where that is.
It's the gay.
It's like a locals only joke.
It's the gay neighborhood in Chicago.
Oh, nice. It's like their Castro or whatever.
Yeah,
SF, yeah.
It's literally the Castro. It's like, the thing is like all the flagpoles and stuff have. All right, I got a weird.
Oh, that's me. My bad.
But yeah, they have like, you know, they have the gay flags everywhere. Every bar, every club there is a gay club. It's like basically just east and south of Wrigley Field. And it's just, you know, it's gay. You know, it's like literally, honestly, it is the Castro. I can't be there by myself. It's not safe.
So the showdown.
Dude, Michelle and I, my ex-girlfriend and I went to we had to get, I don't know what it was. Maybe was it Halloween costumes or some shit? I'm not exactly sure what we were doing. Oh no, we were going to get Great Gatsby. Like we were going to this Great Gatsby party. And I was like, oh, I know where to go. So I took her to Boys Town, and it was the best place to go get these costumes for sure. But dude, I literally was on the other side of the store from her. Like in 5 minutes, I had 3 motherfuckers trying to talk to me in 5 minutes. I was like, boo, come save me. Get him off me. But not so fast.
Why were you teasing then, John?
Dude, do you remember those old nickel and dime stores that were filled to the brim? You know what I mean? You could get lost in them because they were just the aisles are so tight and there's so much shit everywhere. Dude, it was one of those stores.
I think of a fonder time when life was fucking simple. And I'd go to Portland and do some really hipster retarded shit, like go inside a salt store. Like that was some sort of business that could last. A salt store. That's what it reminds me of, John. Like how these people fucking.
Well, I think they set it up like that on purpose so they could have quickies in the store and call it a day. It helps traffic. Yeah, I need a quick report, a quick update. 3 weeks ago, we had 50 followers on Taki Tick, and today, after 567,000 posts, we have 851 followers. And I am now the biggest maximalist account on TikTok, Sam. We only got,
That's pretty crazy. Why is that?
Because I thought about
Bitcoin
this.
account?
Well, because Bitcoiners like privacy, first of all, right? So there's that. And I also think there's like a younger crowd on TikTok, right? Like they're trying to make money. They're trying to like get money. They don't have any. And so I think that's part of it. And then I also just think like it's a great place to go scam, So like, I don't know. I think those are probably the most primary things. But I think the Chinese spyware, stupid shit, is part of it. But it's like you're on all the you don't think China's got your shit in Twitter and fucking Facebook and fucking Instagram and fucking whatever other stupid shit you've ever been on, 4chan and Reddit. And it's like you're all over the internet, my guy. Oh, wait, this looks like it was a crazy ending, huh? Beth? Kay? Thank you. I love Habibi. I love you too, Beth, Kay. But this looks nuts. And I'll be back.
The one and only Genghis John, Filibuster for Corey, Justin Habiber is leaving us. Everyone say your goodbyes. Bye, John.
Justin Habiber is crazy.
John, you will have a showdown, by the way. I'm patiently waiting.
Do you know why you're not going to have the showdown? Do you know why you're not?
Because you're just going to be like, you were right, John Seth, and just let him win?
Because you guys want to convince me, not you, but you guys in general, want to convince me of a far less pragmatic conclusion than the one that I've come to.
What if the evidence comes around to prove it, though?
Prove what? That a bunch of idiots, I didn't watch a bunch of idiots break windows and chase cops and push them over?
That it was not that, like the majority of it.
Let me make sure it's clear. Jensen's last, where we leave off, is Jensen said the only people that committed violence, all the people that committed violence got shot.
Wait, today or like the last time?
The last 20 times. Everybody.
I wasn't here today. If you guys talked about it today.
There hasn't been a single conversation today.
Okay.
The conclusion is, anybody that committed violence, they got pushed, they got shot in the face first. This isn't 100% of them. Some people may have gotten shot in the face.
I think his whole thing is it was a nothing burger, and he wants you to realize that.
It was his guy. But these are the same people that are these are the same people that talk to me about $400,000 Burisma deal. And meanwhile, Barron has made Melania had the fucking shitcoin. Okay? Like, I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't want to hear about it. Don't talk to me about it. Listen, I don't like when I came in and they said, hey, they're pardoning Hunter Biden for 55 fucking years into the future and in the past and in the fucking 16th dimension and on Mars. I was like, man, that's so fucked up. That's so corrupt. What the fuck? That's so shitty. And then people would be like, yeah, but Trump's openly corrupt. He's good corrupt. He's funny corrupt, and we like him. So we Trump. He's so sexy.
Well, I don't like it, but I'm not a Trump sicker.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying. I can't go through everybody. I can't go one by one. Just the general notion. I would posit to you though, from the end of November or whatever, the beginning of November, whenever the election was last year, right, till now, I think more people have come along to my side of my view of Trump. They still love him and they still hate, but their excuse is, hey, it's better than Kamala, which I agree. But it doesn't mean you're better than Kamala. It's like being like, yo, you're better than your son at basketball. You could probably beat Michael Jordan. It's like, no, you can't. You can't do it. It's like, he sucks. He just sucks. I wish he didn't suck. I don't want him to suck. I'm not like, oh my God, please listen about that. Like, people are like, but look at Nancy, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, fuck her too. She's a fucking corrupt piece of shit.
Hey, John, you're consistently left, and Silver, you're consistently conspiracy.
My conspiracy is that Trump doesn't suck, and he's just secretly trying to get.
But it's not even conspiracy. It's fucking blatantly obvious. Like, I've never said anything conspiratorial on here.
That's actually the funny part, Silva. It's just like, I think you got that rap because like people would take like pot shots at you when there's like no one else to take it. And like you're like an easy person to single out. Like I remember fucking John Seth has done it to you, Zach has done it to you, Hodl does it to you. Like I do it to you out of fun, just because everyone does it now. I'm just like, oh, you fucking conspiracy theorists and shit. But like I like trying to parody it.
I'm just not.
It's just like
I'm not down with the status quo, so that makes me conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Well, I mean, it's just like it's not like a single thing. Right, it's like a lot of things you're just like, nah, we can't really, no, for real, and they don't like feeling that way. It's just like, what, you don't accept it, and you're like,
the funny thing,
I don't know.
Coddles called me leftist, and I'm probably more extreme right than most people here, but extreme right in the sense of not in the sense that people know the extreme right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the same thing. The extreme right that you see online is like.
Correct.
Like a cartoon version.
Yeah, it's like a caricature of like some like fake Nazi like uprising.
So like it's funny he called me left. I'm just like, what? Like, okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You want to call me a lefty, but that's retarded.
I'm liking how the factions have split up. I feel like it's John Seth and Andrew. Otto's in his own camp. I'd say Dave and you and Mohan. Habibi is, I think he's like exiled. He's all on his own. I don't really know anyone in his camp. He's like actually a lone leftist. Maybe Dr. Patrick. Yeah, Dr. Patrick's with Habibi, but Dr. Patrick bounced. So Habibi's hold down the fort.
They haven't seen Patrick in a while.
Let me ask you this. You guys literally think that, like, when you guys, like, talk about me, and I think badly or poorly, just in general?
Yeah, you're a fucking Democrat that pays more taxes than all of us.
You guys actually think I'm some liberal? Like
no, of course not. I think everyone has this weird feeling of who is a libtard or who is, like, some conservative idiot, and it's based on, like, where we live. I'm those spectrums, right?
I think I'm super.
Where you live, yeah, exactly. Where you live, you're fucking conservative, right?
I think I am like if I was born, if like we were in the 1980s and Reagan was president or some shit, I probably would be like the most fucking conservative person here. Probably.
Well, I'm saying like for a Chicago person, you are conservative.
For Chicago,
right?
And Miami.
Like I think that's pretty clear.
When I go to California, I'm basically the right.
Exactly.
The funny thing is, Reagan was neoliberal. He wasn't even conservative. But he gets branded as a conservative.
For 35 years, all I heard about was a Reagan Republican, a Reagan Republican, a Reagan Republican.
That's a reason. There's a reason why there's.
And then Trump came along, and all of a sudden Reagan sucks.
That's pretty funny.
Fuck.
My dad was a huge.
It wasn't like a slow turn. It was a fucking drift. Like motherfuckers drifting.
I wasn't trying to say good or bad. I was just saying like.
No, not good or bad. They just
his policies are neoliberal.
I know, but here's the point. That was the whole thing. Like, fucking George Bush raised taxes.
Right.
And he gave us a dividend.
If you go listen to debates from like the early 90s, nobody talks about like the things that we talk about now. They argue about like the size of government and like what we should do with Social Security. But mostly it's like, should we strengthen it? Now, I'm not a big fan of the Social Security, okay?
I watched them. Who said was the one that sounded the most sane out of all?
I fucked with Ross Perot, man. The further away we get from Ross Perot, the more I fuck with Ross Perot.
I need to hear you breaking up.
Ron Paul, Ross Perot, Theodore Roosevelt. These are all the greatest.
I like his cousin, the guy in the wheelchair, but only because he was fucking all those bitches from the wheelchair. That's respect.
Damn, bro.
Dude, imagine being so ugly that your husband who's in a wheelchair is fucking other bitches.
He took her for a spin.
He hit it.
Shit. See, you failed now. Burico Bobby agrees with you, John.
Hey, speaking of, oh no, actually, never mind. Let me just shut.
No, you get your beef going, Richard. What did Burico Bobby do to you? Why don't you like him anymore?
Africans have the biggest asses of all time. I saw it like. There was this one time I was driving like fucking 15 years ago. I was driving down the street that saw an African, like a black woman walking, like a young black woman walking up the street. She was real skinny. She had a big ass. And then, like there was another time, 5 years before that, and she had no ass. And I was like, oh my god, you poor little girl. Like
BBL squats.
No, dude, no. She was one of the 1.1 percenters. She just didn't have an ass. Poor thing, man. Poor child. Okay, I'm done.
Habibi, I'm gonna go lift. I've just been talking to you guys.
I gotta get some insurance seats. Later, guys. some kind of spaces. Let me see what he's going to talk about.
Oh, he is? All right, I'll check it out.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought my internet, I was starting to lose signal here.
I didn't see any space. Did you hear me, Quartet? I said I didn't see any spaces.
Yeah, it was. I guess it was a fucking test or some shit. He was asking if you could hear.
Yeah, thing in Austin. I don't know if I really want to go to that.
Oh, like a live debate?
Yeah, Jimmy and like someone else. I think it might be like Buck or Carman, but Carman, he might be out of town. I might be out of town, so I think it'll be someone else. But they're trying to do like that at one of the Bitcoin meetups, like not BitDevs, but there's like another one that they usually have that's more social.
Who is this Darfon Upon? What's his name?
Who?
That guy who proposed that reduced data guy who wrote the BIP.
I don't know. Like if you say his name, I might know, but I don't know. It's out of my head.
Dathan Van Foam or some shit like that. The name he uses.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were saying DeRosier was just like, you know, Antoine Poinceau.
Vic, this is brutal. We got like an inch of snow. Maybe 2 inches of snow. It's cold.
Don't you go just smoke some weed and chill out? Sounds like life's chill. Shit. Yo, Clubhouse is overrated, man. Keep making money through your e-commerce stuff. It's awesome.
I find it's distracting, or I don't know. I enjoy just hanging out. Like
it's fun.
If you're by yourself, it's great background, distraction. But it is distracting, and I would hate to be like someone like Hoddle where you're getting called on all the time. Like, hey Hoddle, what do you think of this? Like, or like being like opening up the morning show with like Dave, like a lot of like it's hard to get stuff done when people are asking you stuff all the time.
I've successfully stepped down. Now I got Cortic who answers all the questions in my place. He's the lead authority on everything technical. Like Cortic. I'm at the gym. I did this workout I don't want to do.
Hi, John said. How's your weekend going? Your weekend's going fire, John said. That's awesome, bro. What'd you say, Vic? I said, hi, John said, in like that faggy voice. And I was like, how's your weekend going? And then someone put a fire emoji on you. And I was like, oh, it's going fire? That's awesome, bro. I told John he's going to have a showdown with you, but he thinks it's not going to happen. I was like, you don't think even if evidence changes? He was like, well, I mean, like, Trump is doing way more crazy things while you guys focus on, like, the smaller things, and you guys are biased. Like, Burisma versus, like, Melania Cohen and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, we'll see. But I was like, but I'm telling you, I think there's going to be a showdown, and I'm here for it because I think everyone will learn from it. He's like, there's not going to be any showdown. Like, even if the evidence changes, he's like, yeah, there's still retards that went there and did all that. Like, Johnson.
Yeah. We have to change some pipes of it, bro. It's like to fix a pipe because it's clogged, it's thousands of dollars. Nigga, like if you could just get a bidet and then lower the rate of clogged pipes by like
165. I was literally right up the street from Zone 1 precinct. I'm telling you about me. I was right up the street from Zone 1 precinct. Right down the street. Okay. My cousins went to gun. Like, what do you say?
One at a time, please.
I mean, at this point, this part of the conversation is done.
This is stupid.
That's done.
Brian, nobody is here.
Brian, you said the Democrats, let me ask you a quick question. You said the Democrats dumped the illegals into Atlanta. What Democrats were you speaking about?
Not innocent. He's not innocent.
Yeah, exactly. He's not innocent.
Of course he's innocent.
He's not innocent because he's not able to prove himself.
Posthumously, you haven't been exonerated. No, if he was innocent, they would do that, right?
For you to be guilty, they have to find you guilty in court.
Yes, he wasn't found guilty, but he was also not